So after they got put out and did their, everybody was like removed out of my area. Even people that I was cool with was removed out of my area. And I was like in there when they all left and stuff. I was like in there by myself. Like there was no one else. It's like they removed a lot of people. Here we go with this shit. Um, they removed a lot of people, right? So I was like in the shelter part by myself, and probably with some other girls in there, but I really didn't pay them no attention or whatever. It was girls on the other side of the room, but the big room I literally had by myself. So I think I'm not sure, but a lot of people got removed that night when I was in that shelter or whatever. And I all I did was just prayed and asked God to remove whoever is in my energy, just remove them out. God did just that. Like my prayers back in the day was just getting answered like that. That's why I don't understand. Like God, what's going on? Why, you hear me? Did I do something wrong and stuff like that? So anyways, the next day came and stuff, and people was like, they was just like feeling like I could feel everybody's energy. Like everybody just wanted, it's just like everybody want to jump on me and stuff like that. So all through that stuff or whatever, and when I was walking through the hallway and I was went to go wash my clothes and stuff like that, I didn't know that there was like trans in there. I thought everybody was just women. I thought it was all a women shelter. And when I came out, it was a trans. It was a trans woman in there, and she was like mad at me when it wasn't. I had nothing to do with nothing was going on. I didn't steal nothing. I was accused of anything of the shit that was going on. And she was mad at me and talking about so, oh, this new girl up here starting shit and stuff like that. When she wasn't even in the room. She didn't even know what went on, but still was accusing me because these girls obviously been here longer than I have. And when I came through, motherfuckers got the hell out of the way. You know what I'm saying? God removed motherfuckers out the way. So they was like, all through the day, people was like throwing shade at me. I felt fucking vibes, bad vibes, and all through it. Then throughout the day, I tried to stay away from people because like, what the fuck? Why is y'all ill bugging me? And what the hell I do? And you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I felt it. All the heat was just people was gritting on me. Motherfuckers just wanted to damn eat me up, swallow me up, and chew me the fuck out, spit me out, whatever. They wanted to beat my ass. And I felt that. So I still stayed. I stayed for another day. So the day went on, the day went on. And the next night, that night, not the next night, that night, I had a vision. And I was waiting anyway, because it wasn't nothing like helping me. I wasn't like getting a place or nothing wasn't going my way. They kept going in circles. I couldn't even get a job. So I took it that I am not supposed to be there, that I have to go somewhere else. So just like before. So and I like again, I was unaware Eddie was pulling strings and doing a lot of shit at the time. So they could have gave me a job. I would have went to work and got me a place or something. It wasn't going in my favor. So anyway, that night, I turned around and I had a dream that the women in there jumped me, and the blood um jumped me too. But in reality, she didn't want to like fight me or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? She was actually nice to me. She was talking to me and all. But and then in the dream, Eddie was telling her if you jump her and beat her up and stuff like that. Because he had a nice red car. I don't know what type of car he had, but it was a nice red car in my dream. And he was like, if you beat her up and you do this and you do that, you and everybody else was going on, but she happened to be next door, and I woke up, was listening to her conversation. She was like, no, I can't do that, and she ain't did nothing to me. I'm not about to lose my bed for her. You know what I'm saying? Which was smart, because they said if we fought up in there, or we did any type of drama or trouble, we would lose our bed. And I kept my cool. I wasn't going to lose my bed for no bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, let me be cool and calm down because I'm hot headed just like the rest of these motherfuckers up in here. You know what I'm saying? So I kept my cool. I'm in a fucking unfamiliar place and I kept fucking going. You know what I'm saying? So the next day, my check it done came on or whatever. So I was like, well, let me get the fuck up out of here because the heat was just it smoking in that bitch. Motherfuckers wanted to damn beat me up for real. You know what I'm saying? And I could feel it. I could feel the vibe. And when I walked through, they was ill mugging me and shit like that. And meanwhile, I ain't did shit wrong, but prayed and asked God to move these motherfuckers out the way. I ain't cuss, but I asked God, whoever's not supposed to be there, please remove them in the name of Jesus. He did just that. I swear to God. You know what I'm saying? He came through. And I have people that I was talking to, people that I was friends with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the women they was there before. The women that was there before me, they felt like, well, these girls was here before her and they was here longer. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if they told us 30, they told me 30 days or 6 months or something like that, and all I had to do was get along with females. Me, I don't even get along with my sister, or Nikki, or Vet, or any fucking female. So I think I did pretty good to stand in that motherfucking shelter with the rest of them females. You know what I'm saying? So I get along with Dot though. I get along with her. She's like the only fucking female that I can get along with. But other women, some women I could get along with. But like I said, just two new females came in that night, and they was pretty cool, or whatever. They came in that night, and we was like pretty cool and stuff like that. And I told them what happened. Of course, Eddie already was going, putting them on game and what's happening. And they was taking pictures of me while I was asleep and falling asleep. And I was eating pizza. They knew that I had pizza under the covers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And me and the other girl clicked, and she wasn't even from Houston, Texas. She was from somewhere else trying to get away from an abusive boyfriend or a husband and stuff like that. And she ended up bringing herself up, out there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, damn, she could do it. I know damn well I could do it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do it, and I wanted to try it on my own. You know what I'm saying? But they was making it hard for me to do anything. So anyway, in a few days, I don't know if it was the next day that my check came. In a few days, I called my grandpa and stuff like that because people was damn ill mugging me, and I tried to stay out the way because I could feel the vibe like, bitch, I don't like you. Why are you even here? You know what I'm saying? That's I could feel the hate. And I was like, let me be cool and stuff. Like God got me, because I walk with like a shield around me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and I still didn't do nothing wrong. I wasn't in the wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. I just was unlike there. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, the next day I called my grandpa. I told my grandpa, I said, look, I'm in Houston, Texas. I said, I don't have nowhere to go. I'm coming to Alabama. I'm just showing up. He was like, all right. He was like, well, I really ain't got nowhere to stay down there. I said, okay, well, I know you'll find somewhere to stay. Somebody or somewhere. And he was like, okay. So I knew he wasn't going to like leave me out there on the streets. So I said, I'm going down there to Alabama. That was close. I was trying to get the fuck away from Eddie. I was trying to get the hell away from him. So I went from Greensboro, North Carolina to fucking Honolulu, Hawaii, from Honolulu to Hawaii to Johnstown, Pennsylvania. From Johnstown, Pennsylvania, I went to Houston, Texas. From Houston, Texas, I'm on my way to Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. That's where I went to. Next story. We're on that shit right now. I called myself trying to get the fuck away from him because I didn't understand, like, why is he following me around? What he got going on? Like, what I do to this nigga? He ain't telling me shit. You know what I'm saying? So I had to figure this shit out. But people telling me that I'm chosen, I don't know what the fuck they are talking about. Chosen for what? I'm thinking somebody gonna give me some money, I'm rich or something, you know what I'm saying? Or some alien's gonna swipe me the fuck up or something. I don't know. It's just all weird shit was going on in my mind. And like, how the fuck they know I'm chosen? Like, what the fuck they got going on that I'm not supposed to? Well, how y'all know what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, how they know what's going on in my world? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck it. I was confused until I got to Mobile, Alabama. On my way to Mobile, Alabama, the people was like, "Well, where are you going from Texas?" I said, "Oh, I'm just leaving. I got to get up out of here." They was aware that I was chosen, and because Eddie, everybody that came around me, he put them on game. He let them know what was going on, and like to make me feel uncomfortable and be mean to me and all sorts of shit. Everybody. So I was like, okay, well, I told them bye. My food stamps came. I bought them some food because they didn't have no food or whatever. And they was like, well, I'll pay you back. I told them they didn't have to pay me back. You know, I'm fine. Just go ahead and get what you want. That day we went to the store and stuff, and I purchased my ticket, and I was sitting at the bus stop, but I didn't have enough to get like I didn't purchase my ticket there. I just went to the I just went to the Houston, Texas bus stop and stuff, and I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough to like get a ticket. I was $20 off, and I sat there at the bus stop, the train station, or the Greyhound and stuff, right? So I was asking somebody, can I like borrow $20? And asking black people, because I wasn't asking a white person. And a white person probably would have gave it to me. And the one black person, he was like, no. He thought I was like a bum. Yes, I was going through homelessness and stuff, but I was living in and out the shelter and stuff like that. But I kept myself clean and kept myself up. And so I asked this man, can I borrow $20 and I'll give it right back, because for some odd reason I couldn't do nothing, do too much of nothing. I couldn't withdraw a lot of money out of my account. They wouldn't let me for some odd reason. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? That day, like my bank account was locked. So I don't know if I don't remember if my bank being locked or what happened, but some way, somehow, I don't know if my son sent me $20. Somebody gave me $20. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was trying to help me. I told him, look, I'm trying to get to Mobile, Alabama. I'm not from here or whatever. So, and they was like, I don't know, maybe somebody helped me. I don't know. I don't remember who helped me, but somebody helped me and stuff to get to Mobile, Alabama, because it was like $198, and I was $20 off, $20 short. And I asked one black man, he looked at me like, ugh, like, I'm not giving you nothing. Like, you a bum. Like, get the fuck away from me. And I was like, sir, I said I would give it back. As soon as I get to where I'm going, I would cash app you back. Of course, you don't trust me. You don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't looking like a bum. I kept myself cleansed, and I always had me a pair of nice like joggers and stuff like that. I wasn't smelly, because I was living in a shelter. You know what I'm saying? But he looked at me. He just looked down on me like, "Ugh, bitch, go the fuck away. You a bum." And I was like, okay, I feel some type of way about that. I don't like how people's treating me and stuff like that. So I don't remember how the hell I got the $20, but God is good, honey. When I tell you God is good, I got that $20 and I got on that next bus to motherfucking Mobile, Alabama. I was on my way to Mobile, Alabama. I don't know. I don't even remember how I got the $20, but I got it. So I like when I pray, God would send somebody right there, like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, I'm not understanding today. Like, I know he hear my prayers, and the Holy Spirit say he hear you. She tell me all the time. She be like, well, it's working. You see, it's working. Okay. And I'm like, well, because he usually answer my prayers, like, you know what I'm saying, right then and there. And I'm like, damn, did I do something wrong? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't remember how I got that $20, but I got that $20. And I got on that bus and I was on my way to Mobile, Alabama. Okay. So I got on the bus to Mobile, Alabama. Look, I'm remembering stuff that wasn't even in the right name. Anyway, I got on the bus to Mobile, Alabama, right? And it's every time I got on the bus or got on the train or something like that, everybody was aware that everybody was aware that I am coming on the bus. Bully her, talk shit about her, take pictures, and da 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 da. And I think that was the time when I was going to Mobile, Alabama. They was in it, and COVID. They was talking about COVID, and and I was like, I said something in my video and shit like that, because I like to play characters and make up characters and shit. And I said, oh, if somebody sneeze on me and stuff, I'm gonna take my motherfucking damn Lysol out and I'm gonna spray your ass. I said that. So Eddie, what he did, he had motherfuckers all on the bus sneezing and all. I swear to God, they was sneezing and shit like that. So I said, I know this shit ain't happening. I know I'm not tripping. Like, and I ain't got no Lysol, bitch. And they was sneezing on purpose, bro. Like they was trying to like make me like come out of pocket. So what I did, I laid back and I put my coat over my head, my hood over my head, the hoodie that my uncle bought me, the coat. I put it over my head and shit like that, and I was like, so I won't hear the germs. They start all coughing together and sneezing, cause all Eddie had to do is like air tag everybody on the fucking damn bus and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is they doing this stuff? I was so confused. You know what I'm saying? But he had all that shit happening. Everybody had. They was like, you know what I'm saying? They was like looking at videos of mine and like imitating me and shit on the bus, and I was confused like hell, like what the hell's going on? So I said I just put my damn thing under. I put my hood over my head, so because they was sneezing and coughing and stuff like that. And we I don't know if it was a different, that's a different train, a different bus, because I ended up in Atlanta somewhere, and I had to like, I don't know. I'm maybe talking about a different part. I don't know, but I ended up in Atlanta, or no, ain't Mobile, Alabama like farther? I might be talking about a different trip. But anyways, on my way to Mobile, Alabama, people was just doing some weird shit, and when I was asleep, they'll take pictures, and I'll see the light flash in my eyes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll take pictures of me while I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what the hell? So I asked God, when I tell you I was unaware of what's going on, but when I tell you I was unaware of what's going on, I knew I was famous, but I didn't know why I was famous and what the fuck I'm famous for. What the fuck am I doing? And how am I famous? Like, you know what I'm saying? But Eddie, he done went through my phone, and God showed me that I'm some sort of porn star out there and all sorts of shit. And I'm like, damn, I didn't want to come out like that. You know what I'm saying? Being on a fucking screen, fucking a nigga and shit like that. I didn't want to be like that, but shit happened. So damn, they was when I tell you they was doing the most, they was doing the most. And then we stopped. If I'm not mistaken, we stopped in. Yeah, I think from we stopped in Atlanta and stuff like that. And we had to wait for the next bus to take us to Mobile, Alabama, because I was coming from Houston, Texas. I don't fucking remember. I might got the story mixed up. You know what I'm saying? So uh I'm trying to remember. I know when I was on the damn Greyhound bus, it was the great. It wasn't a train, but yeah. And then they had all these people like doing all the stuff, and some people was nice to me, some people was mean, because I believe in the Most High God and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? There was some nice people there, and some people was trying to feed me and stuff like that. This was like on the way to fucking, I believe, Mobile, Alabama. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure. I don't remember. So it might be mixed up, but I will remember. I got the dates and stuff, and I usually save my Greyhound information and stuff in my email, or I snapshot it or somewhere and save it. But anyway, so I arrived to I got on the bus, and the second bus was cool and it wasn't bad, and nobody was like starting no trouble or sneezing and coughing and stuff like that. So on my way to I finally arrived to Mobile, Alabama. That was like a long ride or whatever. So I finally arrived and stuff like that. Called my grandpa, told my grandpa I'm here. My grandpa wasn't even in Mobile, Alabama, so he had to call somebody else to come pick me up. And I had to wait till the like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning for him to come pick me up, because I got there about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I waited for the people to come pick me up and stuff like that. So they came and picked me up and stuff like that. I'm gonna skip all that part because that's not important. They came and picked me up, and they already knew who I was and what was going on, and you know what I'm saying. So yeah, they asked me crazy questions and stuff like that. This is where it gets crazy. I get to my uncle's house, my uncle Justice's house. Y'all, everybody got a name. It's millions of names out there. Justice, Eddie, Mike, all you motherfuckers, y'all is not the only ones, okay? So don't come for me. All right. Anyway, so I went to my uncle's crib, and I showed up at his crib, and he knew I was coming or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And because I needed a place to stay, and I asked him, look, I got some money or whatever, I could give you a little bit of money and stuff. Can I kick it here for a little bit? And I really didn't want to stay in Alabama. I'm not a big fan of Alabama because it's too fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't like it. Nope, I ain't coming back. You ain't got to worry about that. Anyway, so um, when I got settled in, the Eddie, when I'm like there, I'm like already there. Eddie would take a few days to get there. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes he'll be right behind me and shit like that because he got to do whatever he have to do here. And tell people, I'll be back. I'm going on a trip. Telling a bunch of fucking lies. Telling his wife, baby, I love you. Da, da, da. I'll be back. I got to do something, because I got to run her. Anyway. So he will like follow me like a few days, or he'll be right behind me within a few hours. So so I pulled up, and like I said, I like to masturbate and all of that when I got too much shit on my mind. I like to release myself through masturbation or writing myself down. I like to do it all at the same time. But so I pulled up, had a place to stay and stuff like that, and end up I was playing with myself or whatever, in my uncle's house. And my uncle, he was at work. He was at work. He left me there by myself and stuff. And I'm sure they already had cameras in there by the time I pulled up. You know what I'm saying? So I was playing with myself. My uncle was going, had my toys. Like, I love playing with my sexual toys. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So I think this thing about to go out. So I was playing with myself and all of that, and my uncle finally pulled up. He was at work. So I got done with that, got my rocks off and shit like that. And a few hours later, or the next day, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like a few hours later or the next day, it was all these cable people, all these Spectrum cable vans outside. And I looked out the window, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is all these cable people, all these Spectrum people outside? You know what I'm saying? The van, it was like 4 or 5 vans or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? They need all these damn vans, all these damn Spectrum people here and stuff like that. And I know they was watching me, broadcasting me and shit like that. I know that, but I didn't know why. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why is y'all so interested about me? I'm like, did I do something wrong? Like, why am I being watched like this? You know what I'm saying? So I go to the window and I look outside, and they was like, look, she looking out the window. She looking out the window. And is that a crime to look out the window? What the fuck is going on? I could have asked them what the fuck was going on, but they would have ignored me. Like, you know what I'm saying? They would never even talk to me or nothing like that. So there was an old lady that stayed down the side that was in love with my grandpa, I suppose. Old as shit. She was like in her 90s and shit like that. A damn thief. Damn thief. That's what she is. Anyway, she just kept like coming over and bothering me and talking to me and stuff like that because she was bored. And she was like, she came over. She said, wait, hold on. I'm jumping into the story too fast. Let me go back. She was just bothering me and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm starting to remember some of the stuff. And then she went back home and stuff like that. Then the lady, Eddie, he finally pulled up. He got close to the next door neighbor. He told everybody about me and shit like that. That's why the Spectrum vans and stuff was there, because he was around. And I don't know what the fuck. Did he work with the FBI, the CIA? Bitch, what the fuck is going on? And why y'all watching me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Did I say something wrong? Did I say something about the president? What? You know what I'm saying? So I was confused. So anyway, the damn lady next door was a white man and a black lady standing next door and stuff like that. Eddie asked the damn husband or the boyfriend or the girlfriend if he could fuck the damn girl. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what he do. He was trying to like make me come out of pocket and fight these women over him, and like I'm missing something. It was the shit that he was doing was dumb as hell. That's just my opinion. He would like mess with the chick next door. And now, if I was like sleeping in the closet because I didn't feel comfortable where I was at in the space that I was at, I was literally sleeping in that motherfucking closet. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to like sleep out there. I didn't want to sleep out there in the living room area. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how my peoples can be. I know exactly how they are. But Uncle Justice, he wasn't. He at this time he wasn't like he wasn't bad, but he was doing some fucked up shit that make me not want to be there. So when I came through and stuff, Eddie was next door, fucking the damn chick next door. So he knew I was like right there by the in the closet, and he will on purposely mess with these women. The damn phone is dying that damn quick. I just started. He would on purposely mess with the women. So the next day I come outside, and the lady she come outside right along with me. I'm sitting on the porch minding my business, and she looking at me. She looking at me like this, smoking her cigarette, and she looking at me like. Then she seen me look, and she turned her fucking face. Like, what the fuck? Why are you looking at me? What's wrong with you, girl? Hi, say hi or something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I was confused because like, why is people looking at me like I'm some type of being from space and shit like that? That's how they was looking at me, or like they some type of extra or something in a fucking movie starring me. And I was like, what is going on? Like, why is y'all? I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was fucking confused. But anyway, after she did that, and he will fuck her right next to the damn closet and stuff, or probably in the motherfucking closet. I don't damn know. You know what I'm saying? But he would do that to like make me come out of pocket. And I wasn't. I kept my cool. I didn't understand why he was even doing the shit he was doing. It didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So I damn we came up out of that, and that shit went out. I could have spoke. I probably spoke to the woman and didn't say nothing else to her. And it's like I couldn't stay there because Eddie was making it uncomfortable everywhere I was going. Everywhere I laid my head at, I was very much uncomfortable. So okay, let me cut. That's like he was making me uncomfortable on purpose. So my uncle came home from work one day, and he was talking about he was like yelling and screaming and shit because I could see spirits. And he his mom was around him at the time, and I still was unaware that Eddie could do the shit he does. And if the spirit did something, his mother was around. I guess she was trying to tell him to stop smoking cigarettes, and I could see her. I seen her, and the shit scared the shit out of my uncle. It scared the. I think she damn did something to the fire alarm, or it could have been Eddie. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't know Eddie was like he could like come out of his body and do that weird shit. I knew, but I wasn't sure. You know what I'm saying? And he was so scared. My uncle was so scared, and he called my other uncle in Greensboro. He was like, Risha's trying to do some shit to me, and she's scaring me and stuff like that. And I told him, I was like, why is he tripping? So I just kept my cool and calmed down. Like I don't understand why he tripping on me and shit. Like he was bugging, and he was like dramatic and just going through some shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Because he know I could see spirits, and he went dramatic and talking about I had to get out, calling me all types of bitches and shit like that. I'm like, damn, what the fuck did I do? Yeah, I done let you stay in my crib. I ain't cuss you out. I fed you and all. I never treated nobody wrong in my family. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, I said, well, I have to use the bathroom. He said, pissing that. I said, I ain't pissing this shit. I'm about to go in the bathroom. You got me fucked up. So I walked in his room and went to the fucking bathroom. What the fuck, nigga? Like, I came here with you. How you going to treat me like that? And I'm your niece. You know what I'm saying? He told me to piss in the fucking container. Boy, bye. I bet I went to that bathroom though. Anyway, so I went to the bathroom. I called Grandpa. I was like, Grandpa, Uncle Justice is being mean. He's calling me out my name, and I was like, I can't stay here with him, you know. And Eddie was making it like very uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Me and Uncle Justice started getting along. Just before I was leaving, you know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't hurt my uncle. Why would I? I wouldn't hurt none of them. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh fuck. He was just. I probably stayed there for a good week and a half, or 2 weeks, and I was going. You know, that's like everywhere I was going. I was saying everywhere is 2 weeks and a half, and on to the next trip, cause trying to get the fuck away from Eddie. You know what I'm saying? But then this where come the lady. She comes in, and my grandpa said I could have ice cream. They barely had my grandpa. They barely had food in the house, so you know. He told me I could eat anything I wanted there, and it was some ice cream in it. I was just fucking up some ice cream, and then I was like eating it all, trying to eat it all, because I was hungry. I was hungry as hell. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled an Uncle Justice on him. And I did the same shit he did to, in my house. Uncle Justice, when he was homeless, he was hungry. He was eating up a lot of shit. But I didn't mind. I didn't say nothing. I just let him. I seen him doing it. You know what I'm saying? He was like swallowing it up real quick and shit like that. And so the lady, she said the same thing. She said, you know what? She came through. She was just being nosy. She was getting on my damn nerves. She was being nosy. She was like, oh, she was like, you being watched by the FBI, right? I said, the FBI? I said, what the fuck did I do? She said, we all seen you eat that ice cream fast as shit. I said, well, I was hungry, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, and I tend to eat sugar when I'm stressing and I'm depressed. I eat a lot of fucking sugar when I'm stressing and depressing. If I had some alcohol, I would drown myself in some alcohol. So I was like, well, why am I being watched by some FBI? Try to get close to her and see what she knew. You know what I'm saying? She obviously didn't know too much, but she was like, you are being watched by the FBI. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Well, this was in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? If I said out loud, but if y'all ain't got nothing on me, why the fuck is y'all watching me? You know what I'm saying? I ain't did shit. You watching me for? So stop pulling on me. So Grandpa, I told Grandpa, I'm ready to go. Grandpa was like, he came through like, after I showed up or whatever. He pulled through. He drove down here to Mobile, Alabama. Cause me and Uncle Justice was like, I don't know why he was damn acting fucking crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was acting out. Like I was trying to kill him and stuff. He think I was trying to kill him, but Uncle Quashim told me to shut his simple ass up because she ain't gonna hurt you. You know what I'm saying? All because I'm gifted and shit like that. So Grandpa told me the reason why they was watching me is because I'm gifted. It's because there's a lot of shit they seen that I'm doing. And I was like, but y'all been knew that. What type of gifts did I teleport? Did I meditate? I mean, did I levitate? What did I do? He said, Risha, he said, just put a show on. He said, they watching you. He said, give them a show. He said, flash a titty or something. Show your ass or something. I did just that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, well, since I'm being watched because I'm gifted, because Eddie and his big mouth ass telling every damn body, that's why I'm in this situation that I'm in today. Eddie, whatever I done told Eddie's or I done seen that I had a dream about, it obviously done came true. Or I done said something about the plane, and they probably found it. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they probably found it. I don't know why the FBI was watching me, but my grandpa told me, he set me down. He was like, they're watching you because you gifted. And I was like, okay. He told my uncles, he said, don't lie to her. He said, tell her the truth. Don't lie to her. Don't participate in this stuff. Because they just told me that. You know what I'm saying? And they listen to grandpa. So they would tell me what's going on and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, they're watching me because I'm gifted. So I start putting a show on them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I start playing in my cat a little bit more and doing. I was damn addicted to playing in my cat anyway, so I didn't care if I was playing. If I had to play with that bitch in the fucking bathroom or outside, as long as I had some type of cover, I was getting it in. Okay, that was my habit, and I asked God to like take that away, and he took it away. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Damn. After we sat down and we talked about that stuff and the damn thing, my grandpa we drove back to uh Philadelphia. I told him I didn't want to get on the bus, so I gave him some money for to ride up with them and stuff like that. So we came back to Greensboro. It's like I was just everything that I went through. I was going in circles, trying to get the fuck away from this man. I swear to God. And and I didn't know why the FBI was watching me. I was like, damn, did I say something wrong? But my grandpa told me it's because I'm gifted. Why y'all gotta do this if a person is gifted? Why y'all gotta take them through all sorts of shit? Why are y'all electrocuting me and poisoning me and trying to kill me? I don't fucking understand. Why won't y'all help the person and help strengthen these gifts? Because maybe I could help y'all some way, shape, and form if y'all needed some help. Y'all motherfuckers is trying to kill me any fucking way. So we got back to Greensboro. My grandpa bought a house or rented a house out, and I got my own little room. I think the first one was on Bellevue Street. It wasn't a room. I was in the living room, and so that's where y'all see me talking all that junk and sleeping on a air mattress, and the fucking air mattress would go down and come up. And boy, when I tell you, it's just rough what I was going through. And then me and my grandpa, we got into it. I don't know what we got into, but we got into it. And me and my grandpa always used to get into it when I was younger. I ain't taking this shit. I'll cuss his old ass out. May him rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Get it twisted. But we had a disagreement. Something happened. We had a disagreement. And I don't know what happened, but he ended up putting me out. He put me out and told me to go somewhere else. Do what you do. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "No, why are you putting me out?" I don't even remember why he put me out, but he put me out. I had to go. So I ended up I ended up going to Florida. Orlando, Florida. Was it Orlando, Florida? I ended up going to Florida. And I told my mom, I was like, I ain't got nowhere to go. And then hers was the last fucking, my family and her was the last fucking resort. The last fucking, I go through. I didn't want to go back up north because me and Vet, we didn't get along. She didn't want me there. So I couldn't go back up there. You know what I'm saying? So I called my mom and told my mom, like, I ain't got nowhere to go. Can I come down there and chill with you for a minute? And she was like, sure. I think I'm telling my story a little backwards and stuff. No, no, I'm not. Cause I was going in circles. I was trying to get away from him. So I went to Orlando, Florida, and stuff, and told my mom I had nowhere to stay. She knew about what was going on. She knew everything. She know all this stuff because they was messing around, but he couldn't like mess with her like that. You know what I'm saying? Because she had a husband, but he told me the husband knew that you know he was messing with his wife. He didn't care because he didn't love her no more anyway, and she don't love him no more. So that's what he told me. So anyway, I don't know how y'all do that shit because you wouldn't be in my house if I was married and shit. I don't give a fuck who you would not be there. You would get the fuck out. You would have to find you someplace to go. We split this shit up. It was what I'm saying or something, but you wouldn't be up in there fucking something up around me, and I'm laying right next to you, boy. Bye. Anyway, uh, so I stayed with my mom for like I don't know. I stayed with her for a while, but she I don't even know what happened with her and stuff. We end up going to like Fort Lauderdale and we went to go see Vanna and go chill with Aunt Charlene and stuff like that. But I don't know. Aunt Charlene wasn't there and stuff. So we went down there. We was supposed to go to the beach, and we didn't get to go to the beach. So we went to just to chill with Vanna and her mom, and so I could get to meet Vanna because I didn't really want to stay with my mom, and my mom really didn't want me there. So, and I could feel that, you know what I'm saying. So I went. She went down there. She took me to Fort Lauderdale and see if I could stay with Vanna and stuff like that. And Vanna was okay. Vanna had this nice big ass house, huge. Stop pulling on me. Damn. Vanna had this nice big ass huge house and stuff like that. And that was around 2022 when I went down there. Yeah, I'm saying it right. So that was around 2022 when I went to Vanna's house. She was like the last person I stayed with. A woman I don't even know, but let me stay with her. She was like, well, if you want to come down here, you could come stay with me and stuff. I don't know what happened to me and my mom. I usually like brush that shit off when she tell me to get out or she don't want me there. I try not to stay long or whatever. So because I know she don't want me there in the first place. So I try to like move around or whatever. So I don't even know if she put me out the second time or whatever. I probably just left. I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? So um I end up going down there and staying with Vanna after my mom like put me out. I came back to Greensboro first before I went back to stay with Vanna and shit like that. So like I was just going in circles. I was trying to get the fuck away from this man. He was just following me everywhere and had people watching me everywhere and telling a bunch of lies and this and that. So my daddy, my on that on Bellevue Street. Oh, on Bellevue Street, I seen it's a lot of shit went on in that damn thing, but I'm just trying to scheme through or whatever on Bellevue Street when before my grandpa put me out. It was a lot going on in that place too, but I'm just trying to tell y'all how did I get here. Until this day, I still don't understand why like I'm still being watched because what type of gift are y'all seeing? Like I'm just being my normal self. I know I see stuff before it happened, but I don't understand what the hell y'all see. What the fuck did I do something while I'm asleep or something? And sometimes Eddie he'll jump inside my body and make me do shit himself. Like he'll blow in my body, he'll blow in my mouth, and my mouth will go like this. That's Eddie. Trust me. He'll mess with my face, pulling it like that. He act just like a kid. He be doing all this stuff to me while I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, well, what the fuck is y'all saying? So yeah, I end up coming back, and my grandpa in about 2022. My daddy had died already because he died when I was in that first place. Boy, that was just horrible. I don't even want to remember that. But anyway, he died. Well, let me tell y'all that story. Well, because while I was in that house on Bellevue Street. So, yes, I talk backwards, but just hang in there with me. Y'all understand. And I do apologize, but this is the way I talk. I don't mean no fucking harm. So, when I was, before my grandpa put me out, I was trying to scheme to it. And before my grandpa put me out and stuff and told me I had to go, man, this 20, I don't know if it was 2022 or 2021. It was a year. It's from 2019 to 2026. Just roll with me. Okay. This when I talked to my dad, I was talking to my dad on and off. I was having visions back and forth, they was telling me my dad was in Philly and he wanted to go back home to die because he knew he was going to die. But before he died, he wanted to see all of us. He wasn't able to see Junior, you know what I'm saying? But he told me I'd rather go back home and die. I don't want to die in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, because this is not my home. And I told him I understand. I tried to stay there with him, but Vet did not want me there. I couldn't stay nowhere. My dad said, happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying? So I had to respect her wishes and respect hers too, cause she don't like me by far. When I tell you, okay. So anyway, stop pulling on me, please. It's like the more I tell the story, this motherfucker want to pull on me and shit. Ugh. Anyway, so and they walking around in here and I could see them. So I had a vision that they was preparing. I have recordings and all of that. They was preparing my dad for a funeral and stuff after he took the surgery and stuff, and he, because he had a pacemaker in there, and he didn't listen to what the doctor told him to do. You know what I'm saying? He kept drinking and eating fucking red meat and stuff like that. As long as he was happy, I don't see what was the problem. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is temporarily anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if we put all sorts of toxins and shit in there, he was not happy. He was all right. He was all in between. He told me he'll talk to me. He told me he was sad and hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew Vet was cheating. But anyway, so in the dream, I seen them preparing a funeral. I seen them carrying a funeral a casket joint over their head in Philadelphia, and I was like, and because I recognize Philadelphia because I was raised there too. I was raised almost everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Please stop pulling on me. I'm giving it to y'all raw and uncut. So y'all call me crazy all y'all want. I'm really going through this shit. But yeah, so in the dream, well, I told my dad, but just before I talked to my dad a few days before he died, and I told him before he died, I said, Dad, just come by and say. I tell him all that, say goodbye. I don't care how you do it, come by and say goodbye. Everybody's done told to say goodbye, they did it. I swear to God. So that day, I don't even know what it was, but that day, Uncle Justice was on the phone. All right, hold on. Let me get myself together. Okay. All right. Okay. I had a dream and all that. I'm trying not to cry, but look, motherfucker, I told y'all I'm gonna give it to y'all raw in the cut. Okay. So roll with me. All right. So I had the dream and stuff like that. And my uncle was on the phone, and he was on the phone, and he was like screaming and hollering in there. Hold up, let me back up a little bit. My daddy came to me in a dream just before he died. He said he told me, he was like, leave that bearded bitch alone, in my dream. And I was like, who are you talking about, Dad? He said, Boo is not your friend. I was like, okay, I'll leave her alone. I stopped fucking with her when he said that. Soon I woke up, and you know, soon I woke up, I heard a knock on the door about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, come in, but nobody came in and stuff like that. About 5 o'clock, about 4:30, 5 o'clock, because we all be up in the house. We just be up chilling and having fun and just guarding the fuck off and minding our own business and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I heard a knock on the door at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, come in. You know what I'm saying? I'm up. Come on in. Nobody never came in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I take it that it was my dad telling me like, goodbye, Risha. I'll see you on the other side one day, or whatever. So, and I went in there and asked Uncle Justice. I said, did you knock on my door? He was like, nah. I said, Red, did you knock on my door? They was like, no. We was in our room and stuff like that. So about 4:30, November the 1st, 2020, 20 or 21. I don't know. It was in between. I don't know what day my daddy died. 21, 22. I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? But I know it was November the 1st and stuff. And Uncle Justice, he was in there. Somebody had called Uncle Justice on the phone, and he was in there. He was drinking his beer, and he was crying. And I said, oh shit. I said, I already knew what it was. He didn't even have to like come in and tell me and shit like that. He was crying. He was like, what? He was like, no, no. And he was crying. And he came through. He knocked on my door. And he was like, Risha, he was like, your dad. The way I'm explaining it, he was crying too. He was like, your daddy just passed away. Boy, would I tell you, that was the worst day of my life. I'm really trying not to cry, but I try not to. cry because I miss my daddy and stuff. So the way I'm explaining it, Uncle Justice was crying too, and I was like, I thought about it, in the whatchamacallit, the dream. I was like, oh, my dad was coming by. He was saying goodbye. He was telling me goodbye. That's what the knock was on the door, and stuff like that. The knock was on the door. Like I was just going through it, boy. I tell you. So, and I was like, oh, okay, I got it. My dad was saying goodbye. The knock on the door, and he's going to be on the other side of the dome and shit like that. So Grandpa ended up putting me out because I became angry. Like I became angry as hell because my daddy just died, and then you motherfuckers want to talk shit about him and call him names and call him drunks, and he helped all you bitches. Yeah, I became angry. Like I came angry as hell, and so my grandpa was like, "You could get the fuck out." I told him to fuck this crackhead's house and fuck him too, and I got the fuck out. I didn't know where the fuck I was going, but I left. I was back. I was on my way back to fucking damn Fort Lauderdale, and because Vanna let me stay with her and stuff like that. I couldn't go back. I could not go back home because my dad was no longer there. And me and Vet, we couldn't get along. You know what I'm saying? And I went back down there to Fort Lauderdale. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm telling you, I'm still sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But anyway, I went back to Fort Lauderdale because she said that if I ever needed some help, I could stay with her, and I took her up on that. Didn't know her from Adam, but I went. So let me get